What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Chase, aka CR Media. We are live here for Bad Booking, starting a little bit later tonight. Wanted to reel in some of the crew. So I am joined with my good friend Scott Razdark Wolf, and my other good friend Mark Pro Wrestling Kingpin. Mark, Scott, how are you gentlemen doing tonight?
One day you will learn how to.
That's right.
One day.
You cut out.
Yeah, you cut out. I have no idea. I was like, one day.
You were like, one day you will learn.
Yeah. I said one day that you will learn how to pronounce wolf.
Wolf. Wolf.
Wolf.
Yeah, he says wolf instead of wolf.
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 Yeah. I don't get it.
I don't understand.
I don't either.
I'm good. I totally forgot about that fucking intro that we just introduced. I was fucking jamming out hard.
So was I.
How good is it?
Yeah, that shit's sick.
Yep.
But yeah, what's going on, everybody? Chase, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Steven Chambers, appreciate you joining in. He said, enjoy the NFL draft, Chase. I did. I enjoyed day 3. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend day 1 and day 2 because of work, and I am out of vacation time. So Gears of Kai says, sup, fuckers. Razdark Bork.
Fucking hell.
So it's been a little while, I feel like. But let's talk about something that's been kind of I'm gonna mix 2 hot topics together here.
Oh, let's do it.
AEW's third show. And before we get into AEW's third show, it is scheduled to debut in Chicago in Mark's backyard. And it is also
literally
wash, rinse, repeat. Going to debut CM Punk.
But is it literally going to be in Mark's backyard, though?
No, it's going to be in Chicago. But I mean, it's literally, we're literally talking about doing the same thing we did with Rampage. So let's talk, because this is not the only hot topic. Obviously, CM Punk is surrounding of a hot topic right now, showing up at WWE, and then I guess showing up at Impact as well.
Mm-hmm.
So let's kind of dive into that real quick. AEW's third show, debuting in Chicago next month, and then CM Punk, obviously heavily rumored to be on that show, and CM Punk making the rounds to WWE and Impact. Gentlemen,
I think he went to WWE and Impact just because it's in Chicago, just because they were in Chicago at the time. And he obviously has friends that are in both those companies. So he's just visited them. That's my thoughts on that.
Yeah, I think it is too. I mean, a lot of people are blowing up out of proportion. Like, oh, he's going to leave AEW. No, he's coming back. Wash, rinse, repeat, just like how Chase said.
Yeah, some people don't understand. Some people don't understand how a contract works.
Yeah, clearly. Tony Khan never released them. I'm still going back to this thing started off as a shoot, and everyone is happy-go-lucky with everybody. I think we're gonna get the big match that we want to see. The Elite versus CM Punk in some type of form. When they go to London, I think the show in Chicago, that's where it kicks off. I think that's where it starts. It's gonna start off big, just like how he came, when Rampage when he debuted at Rampage.
Yeah,
and he came in firing with one of the hottest stars in Darby Allin. So I think that's the same deal is going to happen. I think we're going to get a heel CM Punk.
I wouldn't be surprised. I honestly wouldn't be surprised. And look, heel CM Punk is going to skyrocket the company.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be one of the best things in pro wrestling in decades if Tony Khan can pull it off. And with everyone thinking, oh, he's a cancer, poison backstage, and for him to come back, and I'm sure they already let bygones be bygones right now. And they're going to do the best thing for the company. That's just make money, and that's what they're all going to do. And I think they're all going to swallow.
I mean, that's what the wrestling business is about. It's about making money.
Yeah, I think that's it.
So question. Gears of Kai says, I heard a lot of he went there to make amends with those he had bad blood with prior. I'm going to get to that. As far as CM Punk goes, they've started the chant of CM Punk, and then it quickly got shut down. So do you think that Punk comes in as a heel and stays a heel?
Go ahead, Raz, if you want to go ahead and hit it first.
I think if he comes in as a heel, there's going to be a certain section of the audience that is watching that will definitely play along and they will keep him as a heel. If it's in Chicago, there's no fucking way. He's going to get cheers all the way through that building.
But the thing is, Raz, MJF gets the same thing when you go to Jersey. Everyone when they go to their hometown, Britt Baker in Pittsburgh. I still feel like you could be a heel and still be loved in your hometown. I mean, of course, you're gonna get CM Punk chance. Of course, MJF's gonna get MJF chance, and of course, Britt's gonna get in Pittsburgh. You know, what I mean? But
for the most part,
yeah.
are you looking and seeing that the people are going to
boo CM Punk? Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so
because of how it's been painted.
Yeah.
Even still to this day, even like like you mentioned, there is going to be a section of the audience who's smart enough to know that I don't care how you chop this up. There's blame to be spread around everywhere. Especially when you've got people like, people who are acting as EVPs and trying to throw stroke around. That's what's going to happen. So, and then you've got Daddy Dave Meltzer on there, playing into it as well.
Look at what happened with the Elite when they first came back. There was people cheering, but there was also people booing as well.
Yeah.
And now the people are cheering them again.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, Chase and Raz, is that these two groups, well, CM Punk and then the Elite, they're such huge stars. It really doesn't matter what people are going to think. They're going to be on character, on screen, heels or faces, but you're always going to get your boos and you're always going to get your cheers because of how big of a stars that they are at the end of the day.
So what's the main event for All Out? Or All In?
All In.
Is it Kenny and CM Punk?
It can go two ways. It could go. I think it might be Kenny and CM Punk, but it could be a 6-man tag. I think
so.
Maybe...
I think in order to fill out Wembley for them to maximize the profit, I think it's got to be Punk and Omega. I think it's got to be. I think if they go with the idea, to still have All In a week after.
You mean All Out?
All Out, whatever. I'm not going, so I don't give two shits.
I am.
All In, All Out, whatever.
I'm going All In.
I either you go Punk and Omega, the first one, and then the next one, if it's really going to be a week later, I think that's when you have that 6-man tag.
See, the problem I have with that is if they're going to London, you need to capitalize on the star of London, and that is Will Ospreay. And if they're bringing in Ospreay, they're going to want to use him in London. And setting Kenny and Ospreay in London for the IWGP US title, that's just a no-brainer.
I see your point, but then who does CM Punk face? You have to have CM Punk at Wembley. It can't be
definitely.
And you're not going to have Will Ospreay is not an AEW signee, so
no, he's not. But,
so he's still, not going to
be huge.
So wouldn't you rather have, or if you're going to book it, wouldn't you rather have Omega and Ospreay at Forbidden Door?
That's exactly what's going to happen. Yeah. It's definitely going to be.
It's got to make sense.
Yeah.
So if you're going to have, now I could see. Guess who is AEW now? And guess who?
Jay
if you're
White.
Not exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have Omega, and Ospreay at Forbidden Door, and God, man, you'd have to let Ospreay win. You'd have to.
It would be a smarter move.
It would be stupid not to. It would be absolute pure ignorance because.
So does he?
What is the point? What is the point of having these trio or like this 3-chapter match if all the chapters end the same way? Right. I don't care about there's a point where some of that stuff starts to get stale, guys. So when you're looking at Ospreay and Omega, Ospreay's got to win. And
does
then Ospreay, he has to. Omega's beat him clean every single time.
Right.
It's got to be Ospreay. Ospreay's talking about retiring soon, guys. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think that happens.
he's had a couple of jacked up neck surgeries.
Yeah, he
and
has.
so I mean, it is what it is.
If Ospreay goes out though, he wants to go out near the top of the line. He wants to go out showcasing that he is still one of the best wrestlers in the world.
So I think that Punk, the Bucks, and Kenny don't like each other, but I think they have settled or pushed their differences to the side or settled their differences so they can work together and make money.
That's the whole point.
So for as much as I agree with CM Punk, and for as much as I side with CM Punk on that argument, I will admit that Punk can be a little bit abrasive, a little bit, stubborn, stronghold. So the reason why I think he went to WWE and the reason why I think he went to Impact is to create a working relationship between the three.
I 100% agree.
Because Punk has ends with Ari Samuels, who has worked with USC and owns Endeavor and now is partial owner of WWE. Then he also has a great relationship with Impact.
So in other words, what you're saying is at Forbidden Door 2, yes, we might get New Japan as the main.
I don't think it will happen yet. I think this is him.
It'll be a while. It'll be a while.
At the ending, we could get a tease of something.
I think next year when they announce Forbidden Door 3, we could get the tease of, hey, like is something about to happen here? And WWE has to have their ego stroked because they're the big bad WWE. So I don't even think it would have to. I think if something like that happened, I don't think it would happen at Forbidden Door. I think WWE would get to draw first blood and get it at Royal Rumble. Because you've got to give WWE something for them to play ball. Even though if I was a wrestling promotion, if I was Tony Khan, if I was Impact, I wouldn't. But like I said, just knowing the way CM Punk is, I wouldn't be shocked if that's what CM Punk was doing, was planting seeds and mending fences so he could go back to his boy Tony Khan and be like, hey, I know you like those two little dweebs and Kenny Omega, but hey, fuck you for kicking my dog in the face. And guess what I just did? I just gave Tony Khan Triple H's phone number and Impact's phone number.
He already had contacts at Impact, and
I know, but you get what I'm saying. Like
he's talking about for the bigger picture, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
I feel like Punk is that much of a petty patty to be like, hey, look what I did. You guys think I'm a cancer in the locker room, but look what I just did for the wrestling business. What have you guys done lately?
Yeah,
I could definitely see that. I 100% agree on that one. Definitely. So real quick, I might be jumping the gun here, but since we are talking about Wembley and who CM Punk might face, I think I kind of want to switch gears here because I'm a little concerned for MJF. So we know we have him in this, this pillar feud and whatnot, but who does MJF face at Wembley? Is it a pillar? Is it somebody else? Because at the end of the day, I'm worried whoever he faces is going to get overshadowed by CM Punk and whoever he faces.
Look, I think what they're doing there is they're building Adam Cole for that position. They're building Adam Cole for Wembley, and Adam Cole versus MJF for the title at Wembley would be a good match. Will it be center stage? No, but it will still be a good match.
I think that might be the only way for it not to be completely overshadowed by the Elite and CM Punk drama.
Yeah.
But then does MJF drop it to Adam Cole?
No.
Because if you're pushing Adam Cole this far just to fail, I mean, I don't know. Adam Cole's a huge star, and I think he's huge for AEW because, in my opinion, AEW, with the exception of past champions, they don't really have anybody else that's ready to be the guy besides the past champions in AEW. That's my opinion. It could be a bad take, I'm sure.
No, it's not a bad take. It's a
But think about it.
genuine
I
take.
mean,
It's a
besides Adam
genuine
Cole,
take in my eyes.
and former champions, there's nobody else that's, I believe, is ready to be the guy in AEW.
Yep.
So I don't think any of these pillars are ready, with the exception of MJF. I mean, I can't see. I know how much you guys hate Darby. Darby's not the guy. Jungle Boy, not ready. Sammy Guevara,
Almost there.
You could make.
I can make an argument. I can make an argument for him, but I agree with you. I think so.
Yeah. Sammy Guevara is the only one that you could make the argument legitimately for, and it would only be a temporary reign of maybe 2 weeks if it was to happen.
I saw on social media, it's kind of a crazy take, but then it just made me think of just a little bit. But definitely will never happen. It's not a big money match, but reigniting the Wardlow MJF feud and Wardlow going for it at Wembley, but that doesn't put butts in the seats, in my opinion.
No.
But it would be cool to see, having that feud reignited, but doing it at Wembley, I don't know. I think it has to be a big name like Adam Cole to do it.
Yep.
So it's just like,
I agree, Mark, because it doesn't overshadow what you were talking about.
It has to. It has to. Because say you do go Wardlow versus MJF in Wembley, which will never happen. But say you do go that route, you will be completely overshadowed. That match is not even going to be okay. We all know Wardlow's not going to go over on MJF, and then it's just like, okay, your real main event is the Elite with CM Punk and whatever they decide to do there. Like it's just you have to put Adam Cole.
It's got to be.
You have to put Adam Cole.
Yep.
You have to put Adam Cole. But it's just like, does Adam Cole go over? Does MJF go over? It's like it can go either way, and that's why it will make it more intriguing. So I think Adam Cole's the guy for Wembley.
Absolutely.
Want
to just highlight a couple things real quick. Hunter Dillon, appreciate you joining with us. Appreciate Herb Simmons joining. And then Hunter says, thanks for letting me hang. Sorry, I clogged up the Discord chat. No, brother, you're good. I
got like 600 notifications in Discord. I have no idea what's going on.
I've turned them all off. I only focus on mine, and that's it. That's the only one I have notifications on for. I
looked earlier before we did the show tonight. I know going off track, and I just looked at it. I was like, I'm not reading this.
Yeah.
Also, Mark, sorry about blowing up your phone over the past week with TikToks.
Oh, you're cool, man. I've been moving in. I'm in my new house finally, so I'm not gonna start trying to focus on building the YouTube. We are live on my YouTube. Isn't that some shit, guys?
I know, man.
Nice.
I meant to say something about that before we went live, man. I'm impressed.
I'm trying to get it started. Things are starting to move. I'm getting a little less busy, but yeah. But going forward, all right. So what are we hitting next, Chase? Let's not get off track here.
We hit the third show. The Pillars 4-way match at Double or Nothing. I mean, there's really not much to say about this other than do y'all think
be a 4-way?
Do you think that I agree. I think it's going to be a fatal 4-way, but
it needs to be a fatal 4-way.
Agreed. But do you think that there was any reason why Jason Morrow, appreciate you joining. Do you think there was any reason why it started off not to be? Do you think the 4-way pillar match was going to be teased for Wembley? And when people found out, they got upset?
No, I just think they did it to make this more intriguing. Just because I don't feel like with any of these guys, with the exception of Sammy Guevara, are even remotely close to being ready to be champion. And doing this little mini tournament that they did, because Tony Khan loves his tournaments, was getting the feud going. I don't think we get a fatal 4-way at Wembley. And if we do get a fatal 4-way at Wembley, then it will be overshadowed because
it's definitely not going to happen at Wembley. Like the fatal 4-way is not going to go to Wembley. It's going to stay as Double or Nothing.
Stephen Chambers right there. That comment that you just said. If say Adam Cole's not at Wembley and the main event is a fatal 4-way, it would have to be something like that. Because if it's just a regular fatal 4-way, it's not going to go well. You need something where these
100%.
guys are going to feed into their strengths, and Darby just getting thrown around and Sammy doing some high flying crazy shit. That's the only way to make it really interesting as far as a legitimate main event for Wembley. So
absolutely. Appreciate Adam Ortiz, creative wrestler, joining. I always pop a little bit when I see those whatchamacallits, those creative wrestlers.
Yeah.
We already touched on the pillars. So let's talk about Roderick Strong. Do y'all think that Roderick Strong is a do you think that with Roddy there that they're going to try and
do a UE?
Because I mean they tried it with Fish, and then we all saw what happened with Fish.
But Fish shot himself in the foot. He shot himself in the foot in that regard.
I mean,
I feel like we're doing so much of this wash, rinse, repeat shit. Like, especially like with this is a prime example. Like, oh, we tried to do UE, Fish fucked up, so now we're gonna take a step back. Now that we've got Roddy, now we're gonna try and do UE again. Like, I don't know. Like,
is O'Reilly even healthy?
He is not. He's out, but he is obviously eyeing a return. Right. So there's a reason why these guys were offered trainer positions at WWE is because they couldn't stay healthy. But it's their bodies and their choice to pursue still working their career. So I'm happy that these guys still want to pursue a career. But look, man, my
thoughts is that this week on Dynamite, like we've got that 8-man match that's happening with Adam Cole and his crew against the other crew. I think what's going to happen is that either Bandito or one of the other guys is going to get taken out, and O'Reilly will be back as a surprise.
Yeah. Adam Ortiz says, since I wasn't really paying attention during that period, why isn't Bobby still in AEW? Because Triple H took over in WWE, and Bobby was trying to get out of his contract and trying to lure other people into getting out of their contracts at AEW to go back to work for WWE. Funny how, Funny how that all worked out, huh? Funny how that all worked out.
So does Fish come back if UE's reformed?
Oh, hell no. No, I don't think Tony would want him back.
Yeah, I think after that, because if you remember, old Sniffles Tony Khan was at the press conference. Instead of being worried about what was going on backstage, he was too busy flaring his nostrils and yelling at the media about them tampering with his contracts. So
right,
you got a lot of boxes back there, brother. Is that a PS5?
That is my PS5.
It's
dope. Already hooked up. It's just the box.
Yeah, I know.
It's one of the first motherfucking things I hook back up. I'm like, yep, putting that bad boy back on there.
That's what you got to do. You got to do when you move in. You got to plug in the most important devices first.
Yeah. There's boxes everywhere. This house is beautiful, but it's fucking.
So if we don't get Punk and Kenny in Wembley, is there a possibility we get Danielson and Omega at Wembley?
It's possible, but I think that's not happening. I
mean, we've got Punk, Moxley and Kenny at Dynamite on May 10th in a steel cage. So if they're wanting to hold out this,
what's up, brother?
If they're wanting to hold out this BCC story with the Elite for that long, then go for it. I'd happily watch Danielson, Kenny.
You said you were only going to be on for a little bit. How much longer are you going to be on?
She just like a night. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're good. Fuck off.
So I know we've asked this question a million times. So let's go ahead and make it 1,000,001.
Yeah, here we go.
Who beats Jade?
Raz, you go first.
Look, I pitched originally that it was going to be Mercedes. But maybe they're waiting for Statlander. Maybe they're waiting for Statlander to come back.
I hate that Statlander prediction. I hate it. I think it's stupid.
Of course you do.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, so let's talk about it though. Like the reason why is because Jade has mowed down Statlander multiple times. What has changed now for Statlander to come back and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna beat you"?
She's been out for fucking months, and she's probably worked her ass off or something like that.
All right, I'm gonna steal a WWE term here. Everyone's saying it's going to be Mercedes now. That it's pretty much a wrap. Forbidden Door, Mercedes, it's gonna happen. I think it's bad for business if Mercedes comes in, beats arguably your best female star right now. He's undefeated. This title has already overshadowed the women's heavyweight championship in AEW so much now. To have a huge star like Mercedes come in to go for a mid-card belt and beat arguably your best female star, I think it's bad for business.
Why is it a mid-card belt, Mark?
Because that's
Why-
what it was
You
designed to
just-
be.
Because technically that's what it is. It's not the world.
But let's back
championship,
up.
You know,
Let's back up. You
Yeah,
just
go
said
ahead.
you just said that this title has overshadowed the women's championship.
It has,
So-
and that's why it's bad.
So
That's why she needs to lose ASAP.
yeah, okay.
I think she needs to lose ASAP. And if they're waiting for Statlander, that's also a bad move because when is Statlander coming back? Is she ready? Is she almost ready? I don't know.
They're
I'm-
talking about her coming back soon, but like I said, for me, I can't get behind somebody who has it's like the Kevin Owens argument. Like, oh, we wanted to see Kevin Owens beat Roman. Why?
Right.
Roman squashed Kevin 4 fucking times.
You're right.
And people wanted him to beat Roman? What? You
I
know,
agree.
I mean,
agree.
it's just like I said, I can't get behind the Statlander talk.
But I think it
if
has
you
to
want
be, it has to
star-
be somebody
if you-
in house. It's got to be
it
somebody
ha-
in house, man.
Does it?
Yeah, dude. Mercedes coming in, going for the lower tier belt, even though like I did say, it's overshadowing the World Heavyweight Championship
Main
right now
belt,
just because she's undefeated. She's
But why is that
56-0.
title overshadowing the main belt?
Because she's 56-0 and she's billed as the person.
Who's she?
Oh, Cargo.
Yeah, that's right.
Cargo.
That's right. That's
Cargo.
what I wanted you to say. So it's not the title. It's the
It's the
person
person.
holding the
It's
title.
the person holding the title.
Yep.
Yeah. It's the person holding
So
the title. You're right.
You gotta have somebody big come in and do it. Who better right now
You do.
than Mercedes Moné?
But then why wouldn't Mercedes go for the most prestigious prize in AEW for
Because she's not she's not signed with AEW.
You right?
She could beat Jay for that TBS championship and walk out and go work a couple of dates in New Japan, come back a month, 2 months, whenever the next pay-per-view is down the road, and face somebody, whatever. She can have a working relationship with that title because I mean we saw AEW introduce a title that never got defended on the show. Then they changed the name of it and they still don't defend that title.
Okay, but when
Get
Riho
defended on the show.
when Riho was women's champion, she was touring with the heavyweight belt. So why can't Mercedes do the same thing?
I agree. But like I said, right now, because of who holds the TBS championship, who holds it right now is making it much more prestigious than what it is. Right?
Right. I agree.
You got to have somebody big take it off of her.
I don't know. I just think it needs to be in house, man. It's just bringing somebody in and just a title shot just like that and winning. I've never been a fan of that.
That used to be a standard WWE trope for a
That's
long
exactly that is standard. You're right, and Chase knows how I feel about that.
But AEW's been doing it for 4 fucking years, guys. Come on, let's be consistent.
time.
Where?
Nobody
With who?
bitched. Nobody bitched
With
about it.
who?
Nobody bitched about it when Bryan Danielson did it. Nobody bitched
He
about
didn't
it
win the
when,
fucking
He
title.
didn't win. He didn't win.
but he
We're
got a
talking
title
about
shot.
winning. We're
He
talking
got the
about
title
winning.
shot, but
We're
he
talking
didn't
about winning.
fucking win.
The question here, Chase, is not who's the next in line. If Mercedes is next in line, then great, fine, let her be next in line. The question here is who beats Jade, and if an outsider who's not even signed with the company comes in, beating your best female star, arguably, that's bad, bro. Danielson did not win. Yeah, he got the title
at
shot.
Forbidden Door, nobody from New Japan should win.
No, we're not saying that.
Not a champ,
Like,
not a
that's-
championship
That's
match.
a different
no.
working relationship. That's
How?
a completely different working relationship.
One second, Rez, I'm sorry.
Did anybody
in a
hate it when Kenny
championship
Omega
match,
won the
no.
United States title?
Hmm?
What about Kenny?
for the New Japan title?
Yeah. Where's our complaint for New Japan? Kenny come on,
That's
guys.
the person
Let's
that's
stay
the person
consistent.
that worked.
Keep
I'm
the
trying
same
to be
energy.
consistent. Let me speak.
Keep the
He
same
worked
energy.
for that company. That's a different person. Mercedes never worked for this company.
Oh, so there's a hierarchy, right? She has
That-
to earn it.
That's not a hierarchy. What I'm saying
That's
is
weird.
is Kenny Omega worked for New Japan for how long? It's different.
Yeah.
It's a different thing.
But Kenny doesn't work for New
Bro,
Japan no more.
You're right, but he did, and he still has a big working relationship with. When has Mercedes ever worked in AEW? When has
and
Bryan
look,
Danielson
So like I
ever
said,
worked in
there's
AEW?
got
and
to
also
be a
look at the
hierarchy.
fact that
Yeah,
Kenny
yeah.
has
That's weird to me, bro. That's just
a
weird to me.
stronger pull in Japan. Kenny
It
has
makes-
a huge fucking pull in Japan.
Here's
Has
my
always
difference,
had a
Chase.
huge pull in Japan.
Here's my difference, Chase. Kenny Omega winning the IWGP US for New Japan makes sense, right? In my eyes. But what if Kenny Omega
Well, he's
goes?
contracted with he's contracted with AEW.
Yes. Only because of the he used to work there. It just makes sense where I would be like, okay, fine. Still not happy with it, but I could be upset. But if Kenny Omega goes and wins the United States Championship in WWE, absolutely not. When
It's
is he ever
when
even like
when
he's
Kenny
not
won
even
the
there?
fucking Impact title? I didn't agree with him winning the Impact World title.
I didn't either, but it turned out to be amazing. But I mean,
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, whatever.
I mean, it drove up the ratings for Impact by about 5 viewers, but still.
That's crazy. That's
It is crazy. Yeah, no, I agree.
It's
with
crazy
you.
that
I
it
see what
drew
you're
up.
trying to do, but-
It's crazy that it drew up the ratings. Like, so
which
so
will probably do the
bring-
same thing with Mercedes. You're right. It probably will. I agree with you, but I just don't think that should happen. You just know how I feel about it. You know what I mean? Like Kenny going to WWE and be like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna win this U.S. championship from Austin Theory. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. But him going to New Japan, it does make sense, just because it ties there. You know what I mean?
He was the first title holder of that belt.
That's just weird to me.
Agree to disagree, I guess, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the whole point about it.
I mean,
It's called bad booking for a reason. That's why I have you guys on here.
Oh, fuck you.
Bitch.
they're like, I'm the GOAT, man. They like me better than you, Chase. I'm just letting you know.
Whatever.
And that's the end of the show.
Owen Hart tournament returns as it should. Any early predictions for some winners?
I think it's somebody
With
that needs to
Adam
be
Cole and
pushed.
Britt Baker out of it.
I
After
think-
the
I think-
fact they won last year, keep them out of it for this year.
I
So-
think they'll be in it to defend the title, to be honest.
Well, so here's what I think. I don't think they should defend the title. I thought they should when they gave him a title last year. I thought that would have
Right.
been dope. But
Right.
because he's not carrying the title around anymore, I don't
Right.
think they should do it.
I think they're
Um,
designed as a commemorative title that you keep if you win. It's
Yeah.
like what the King of the Ring was when you got the crown and the scepter and all that pomp and circumstance that
Yeah.
you used to get with King of the Ring. It's something that you keep at home and you have as a memory for the fact that you have achieved something good in your career.
Yep. So here's what I think. I think last year, I think it was great to have somebody like Britt and Cole win to establish it, to be like, hey, this is not a bullshit tournament. This is not us just doing, like, we're taking this very seriously. So
Can you
then
bring up-
this year,
Can you bring up Steven's comment for a sec?
yeah, hold on. This year, I think you do have somebody who you are looking at building as a top person. win
Yeah.
it this year. Last year you let everybody know, you let us know like, hey, this is serious. We want you to know that we're taking this seriously. That's why we put it on Britt Baker and Adam Cole. Now this year you take somebody like Jay White and Jamie Hayter. I wouldn't hate it, but I was thinking more along the lines of maybe not somebody further down like a Dante Martin. Obviously not Dante Martin, but I'm just saying like a
It's
Dante
got to be someone like on the cusp.
He's got to.
Yeah.
Dante Martin's got to have
I
an
mean?
ankle first.
Yeah.
Dante Martin
Somebody-
has to have an ankle
yeah,
that works.
somebody-
Like a Sammy Guevara, like someone on the cusp of being like the guy. You know
Even
what I mean?
Ricky
Like
Starks.
someone there.
Chuck it on Ricky Starks.
Ricky Starks. people
Put it
the
on
cusp.
him. Get him to fucking elevate the crap out of his career, because the dude can go. The guy knows how to work the mic. He has charisma, and he can fucking go in that ring.
Yeah.
Right? He chuck it on him. Put it on him, and get him where he needs to be.
Agreed. Let's switch lanes here real quick. Did you guys talk about it last week?
You were with me last week, idiot. It was you and me.
Wait. It happened, bro. I've had a really long week. I've had a really long week. So, was it you and me last week?
Yes,
Yes, it was just us two.
Okay. All right.
It was just us two because everybody else was busy.
That's right.
Holy shit.
Shocker.
I didn't have internet last week. I couldn't do it.
I know. It's just there's 5 motherfuckers on this show and only 2 show up, so it's weird.
And I wasn't even
anyways.
originally supposed to be on this show, and now
No,
I've been
you-
here
no,
for
you
4
were.
weeks in a row.
Well,
4 or
yeah.
5
No,
weeks
I
in
mean,
a row
like
now.
when we expanded to 5 people, so we could have a good shuffling team. You were brought in. So, but like I said, anyways, I digress. Unbelievable is right. So,
Thank you,
fight-
Jake.
yeah.
Thank you, Jake.
yeah,
Let's
fight
go.
me,
Let's go.
fight
Bring
me,
it in.
you, fight me,
Bring
you
it
little
in.
bitch.
Bring it in, bring it in,
Anyways,
bring it
that god awful new world heavyweight championship.
You mean the big gold that's been squashed down to look like the Intercontinental title with a slapped fucking WWE logo right in the middle?
Yeah, I think it's ugly, and then I'll go ahead and rant about my other stuff here in a little bit.
I don't hate it. I don't.
You don't hate the look, or you don't hate the championship.
I don't hate the look of it. I hate the fact that they split it up again. You okay?
You know what it says to
I'm
me?
just coughing.
Do you know what it says to me? What it says to me is that whoever is whoever's winning that championship is a secondary placeholder and completely not worth the time investing in.
I mean, you would think, but Triple H and Seth Rollins totally shit on them when dropping promos on this fucking belt. Totally shit on Roman Reigns.
I think if they put it on Cody, it's completely destroyed Cody's momentum and completely destroyed any chance of what that is what he was going to be doing going forward.
Yeah. So I hate the look of it. It looks like big gold, and you slapped a WWE logo in the middle of it. And then I get it from a marketing standpoint, because I don't know if you noticed, but they added the side plates so people can buy it. So people can buy it and buy their own side plates and stuff like that. It's stupid. It's ugly. And then the fact that I don't care. So here's my thing. I'm going to go on a rant really quick. I don't care if you're in the business or if you're not in the business. If you don't fucking like that people have an opinion, shut the fuck up. Like, it's a fucking TV show. Like, people have opinions about Walking Dead. Like, so this whole, especially wrestlers I see where they're like, wrestling fans should just shut up and enjoy it. You should just shut the fuck up and go to work, bitch. And suck my ass. This is my opinion. It's a fucking ugly ass belt. It was stupid. It was bad creative. It was a bad booking because you couldn't figure out how to fucking book Roman out of losing. So you wanted to keep the belt on it. And then you said, hey, guys, let's create another championship. Oh, here's where the best part. Cody, it looks like Cody's going to win this thing, which is even more fucking stupid. So when Cody wins it, then you really make Cody look stupid because then you said, hey, Cody couldn't beat Roman. So we went ahead and we gave Cody a consolation prize.
It's gotta be Seth. It cannot be Cody. 1,000,000%.
It's a participation trophy. It is literally a participation trophy.
Roman's drafted to SmackDown, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. So Cody's drafted.
Cody's on Raw.
So who do you think is Seth? Who do you think Seth's going to face at the end of this tournament?
Cody.
Man,
they're gonna run it back number 4. That means Seth has to go over, dude.
He does.
He has to, bro. He has to.
So then Cody loses to Seth. Can't win a championship from Seth. Can't win a championship from Roman.
Does he cry and leave the company again?
What is this? What is this like? I watched the press conference with Hunter, and Hunter's like, "Oh, Cody's story's not over yet. Cody's story's not. This has angles. This has twists and turns. What's the twist and turn here, guy?" Cody gets his ass kicked so many times and can't win the big one that he finally goes on a winning streak and goes and wins it at WrestleMania 40. Is that the arch? Like, is that the story? Does that make sense? You've had the title on this guy for 3 years. You're going to have the title on him for 3.5 years.
It's going to be longer.
Yeah.
He ain't losing till WrestleMania again, bro.
Throw out the ones, Mark. Go ahead, throw it up. Dweeb.
I will, sure will.
Little doofuses like you, Mark, who threw up ones and stuff, are the reason why this is happening. Because somebody in WWE's creative tank went, "Oh my God, this is so great. This is so awesome. People love this. Oh my God."
Arguably the greatest faction of all time.
Arguably?
Fucking wrong.
No,
wrong.
Not even close. Somebody tried to tell me that this was the best story in 10 years. Not even fucking close.
You know, as much as I hate Ric Flair, the fucking Four Horsemen shit all over the
What'd you say, Mark?
This is a great story, but not one of the best stories. Not the best story in 10 years. No, I don't agree with that.
Okay, good. I thought
it is one of the best stories, though.
Like I said, though,
it's a good story, but it's not. There's a lot of holes. There's a lot of holes.
There's a lot of holes in every story.
Then it's not the best.
Is there a perfect story?
No, there's not a perfect story, but don't tell me how great a story is that you've ran for 3 years when you've had so many holes and stuff in it.
Yep.
I mean, every story has holes, bro. Is there a perfect story? Is there a perfect feud? Is there a perfect anything? Like, it's nothing, man. It's just because, you know, people don't like it. It's getting stale, and I could agree with you. It is starting to get stale. You know, the story clearly didn't finish.
Let's rewind back to 2020. Okay. After Roman won the title, then he started going for the head of the table, and he fought against Jay, right? Okay. When Jimmy came back to help Jay, Jimmy couldn't stand Roman because he was like, "Yo, why is Roman treating my brother like a bitch? Like, my brother's not a bitch." But then what happened? Nothing. Jay and Jimmy just fell in line. There was no arch to that story.
Yeah, there was. He forced him to get in line because he was torturing his brother. You don't remember? It was a constant beatdowns, cage matches, until he forced him to acknowledge him. He's like, "Okay, I acknowledge you, I acknowledge you."
And then Jimmy joined, and then there was tension between Jimmy and Roman. And then the tension just went away. There was no finish to that story. Then fast forward, man, this is great long-term storytelling. Let's fast forward to when Sammy joins. When Sammy joins, it's Jay who's looking like he's going to side with Sammy, not Jimmy. Wait, wasn't Jimmy reluctant to join because Jimmy was tired of his brother looking like a punk? Whoa, this is weird. I don't understand this. That's stupid. Then let's talk about the great Sami Zayn story. The great Sami Zayn story that's just been flushed. That was for nothing. Because the bloodline's still together and the bloodline's still running strong.
They're not running strong.
Roman's got both titles still. and
So?
Jimmy and Jay are acknowledging him.
So are
And
Jimmy and Jay
Solo-
not about to get kicked out right now? They were the first draft pick overall was the Bloodline minus the Usos.
Do you think that gives a shit though in regards to the story? Because that just creates another hole.
Yeah.
It doesn't create
It's
another
just-
hole.
it's bad.
It doesn't create another hole. They're getting kicked out.
Listen,
All
here- here's the
signs look to getting kicked out.
you and every other professional wrestling mark.
Okay, that's my name. Don't worry.
Yep,
Go on.
I know. That's why I wanted to use it because I hate the term mark, but I wanted to use it because your name's Mark, so I like it.
It's okay, Mark.
Anyways, yeah.
You're a fucking mark.
Thank you.
Anyways, but you and every other little like WWE fan wants to sit here and talk about how great of a story it is, and
Mhm.
instead of because it's cool,
Mhm.
it was cool. It's not cool anymore. And instead of saying like, "Hey, like this story has been shit," like looking back at it now, like this story is shit now. There was no payoff. There was no finish. And they're telling us that they're still telling it, but they're not.
So you weren't entertained for 3 years?
I wasn't.
Not at all.
No. I
So-
started to get entertained back when
Mhm.
when the stuff with Sammy happened.
Did you watch the show?
Well, yeah, because we covered the show, asshole.
Yeah,
Don't do
but,
that.
but you watched it and you were watching
Shut up.
TV and you were interested in the story.
Shut
Yeah,
up.
fuck out of here. This guy.
At least
Come
it's
on,
better-
bro.
At least it's better than Bray Wyatt. I'd take Bray's story over that.
Now
I
he's
know.
so mad that he's
I
gonna
know.
be like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna take the Bray." No one.
I'm not.
Fuck
Nobody's
Bray
gonna take
too,
the Bray
bro.
story.
Fuck Bray.
Nobody's gonna take the Bray story. Hey, so let's move on. Let's talk about LWO and their push.
Can we skip?
No.
It's I wanted to talk to it just because I just like, what is it? How far do they go? You know, Zelina is not beating Rhea, so that's one L for the LWO. Tag
It's-
team's getting whooped. I mean, it's just I feel like it's just you're trying to market this Eddie Guerrero, Viva La Raza, and trying to make them cool, but you're losing them, and that's honestly the same problem with what do you call it, Judgment Day. They're all taking L's with the exception of Rhea. Both factions are trying to become cool, and both factions have a problem because neither are getting over. I think Damian Priest is going to take an L to Bad Bunny.
Oh, he will. He will.
Like, you know, it's just
You're not wrong there. He will.
It's
He'll,
just,
he'll take the
I don't understand either pushes with the exception of Rhea Ripley. I think they did something to try to make them marketable because everyone's buying an LWO because I bought myself a fucking LWO hoodie.
I did
And
too.
you know, like you had to buy fucking.
Did you buy the Mexico one or the Puerto Rican
Yeah,
one?
no, Puerto Rico.
Oh,
So-
I bought the
so-
Mexican one.
I'm Puerto Rican. I'm Puerto Rican and Cuban.
Yikes.
You know, so they did it just to be marketable, but at the same time, it's like, what's the point here? What's the end game? Are you pushing Santos? Are you pushing these tag teams? Are they going to become bigger post draft? I don't know.
No,
I don't know
they're not.
either.
The
don't know.
idea here is to get Ray over even further. And he's already over. That's the thing. Ray was already over. He
My-
didn't need the LWO.
I think this is all just to chase this point. No stories were finished at WrestleMania, and they're continuing them. You know, the LWO is just something to battle with
And-
Judgment Day with the end game of Ray and Dom again.
And you know what they
you
were
know?
saying, and you know what everybody was saying was that WrestleMania was the end of all stories, and Triple H is going to create new stories.
It
and
wasn't.
it's going to be everything brand new. What
It
the
wasn't.
fuck happened?
It wasn't. You got the Usos still feuding with Sammy and KO.
Exactly.
The
You-
only thing that was finished, it seemingly finished after Triple H said it's not finished, is Cody and Roman, and that seems fucking finished. They're both
Vince
drafted to
is-
different shows, and that's it.
Vince still has his fingers in these fucking pies. As much as people don't want to admit it, Vince still has his fingers in these fucking pies, and he has his hands all over these stories.
I don't even know about that either, bro. I mean, it's hard to me. It's hard for me to believe that with them being sold, they're like, all right, Vince, we're gonna go back. It just not worked. Like, I think he still has some type of voice, but at the end of the day, I really think it's still Triple H's call.
Yep.
I mean,
I think people just don't want to admit
that Triple H is human. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Like,
And that
it's
maybe-
hard.
that maybe Triple H wasn't the best booker of 2022.
You know, it's so hard for me to be like, okay, Vince, what do you want to do here? I don't see it. I think he's in
I'm
there
not saying that
trying to
Vince
put his
is-
2 cents. I think he's there in Hunter's ear, like, hey Hunter, I think you should do this. And Hunter's like, yeah, I'll consider it. You know what I mean? And I think it's still Hunter's show. People just want someone to blame when something goes wrong.
Yep.
That's all it is.
Like, hey, this was a perfect opportunity. Like we all said, everybody collectively all said, like, hey, this is a perfect opportunity for you to reset and move forward.
And it didn't happen.
And it
I
didn't
agree.
happen. And
now we got Roman probably going for 5,000 days now because who the fuck beats him? I don't know. It ain't Bobby Lashley.
yeah,
Bobby Lashley's already going after him. It ain't Bobby Lashley. That's not happening, buddy.
yeah,
Like
damn sure ain't Bobby Lashley.
it ain't fucking Bobby Lashley. So it's like the whole problem with me, you know, this guy knows I love the whole Roman thing, but like at this point you built him up so big. No one could beat him that's in the company now. The person that was supposed to beat him, to be the superhero, to be the guy to end the streaks and all this bullshit, you fucking ruined it.
You know, we went over this with the MJF situation.
Mhm.
We went over this about MJF at All In and who he's going to face. Not to take away from the main event. This is essentially exactly the same with Roman Reigns. They built Roman Reigns so fucking strong and made him squash all the big names. And now who is there left to take his place? You haven't built anyone to take his spot.
I'll make a prediction, almost to a guarantee.
I thought he said almost. I was like, what the fuck?
Almost to a guarantee. I will,
Okay.
I
Probably
will say
fucking
this.
will be.
Okay.
Roman will not be at Night of Champions.
No, he won't.
Interesting. Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why?
Because they have to crown a new world heavyweight champion, and that is
Yeah.
going to shine and take the spotlight. That is why they did it for Night of Champions. That's why they changed it from King and Queen of the Ring
No, they
to
changed
Night of
it from
Champions.
King of Queen of the Ring because it's in fucking Saudi Arabia, and the Saudi Arabians don't want to acknowledge that women are talented and can do things.
Wait a
in the
minute.
ring.
Wait a minute. Night of Champions is in Saudi?
Yes.
No, buddy. I'll take that bet then. Roman's going to be there. No. He
You think
opens
so?
the show. Yeah. No, there's no way they're going to Saudi without Roman. Not happening.
Yeah, but the Saudi prince wanted fucking
I'll bet,
Yokozuna.
I'll bet you a shirt.
Ooh.
Bet you a
I-
t-shirt.
I'll buy you. I'll give you one of my T-shirts. Not. Yeah. I'll give you a CR. I'm not buying you somebody else's shirt. That's ridiculous. Yeah, not gonna happen. No.
Wait, you guys see? Hold on, you guys see our media t-shirt? Where the fuck's my free t-shirt?
I got
bro?
an ice 70 hot tag shirt. That's
All
got
right,
the CR.
where the
It's got
All right,
the CR media logo.
where the
on
fuck?
on the
Where
front.
the fuck's my free t-shirt?
Where the fuck is my $20?
Been dealing with your ass for a year. I'm getting a free t-shirt.
No. Fuck.
Fucking
I've been dealing with
bullshit.
your ass. I've been dealing with your ass. God. I'm gonna make a highlight reel next week and play it on this show of all the shit of yours I've had to deal with. Half of it's gonna be blank because you haven't showed up in a long ass time.
I missed 5 shows. I missed 5 shows, dude. We have 18 episodes. I've been to 13 of them.
Yeah, you're lucky I don't fire you.
Whatever.
The pay sucks anyways, right?
I'll be like Michael Scott. I'll start another one and another.
We have on here to talk about the WWE Draft Night 1. So Night 2 is going to be on Monday, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, technically, night 2 already happened because they continued.
Oh
the
yeah.
draft
Okay,
and went
that's
off
right.
the air.
Yeah. They do that. Usually they waited until both nights were over with. Then they did the later
Supplemental
round pick.
draft,
Yeah, the supplemental picks, like the restricted free agents, like WWE used or like the NFL does.
God, I hate this fucking draft bullshit.
It's a great in theory. But the problem is that they've tried it for 20 years and it doesn't work.
The execution is just shitty, dude.
It is.
It's like
It
make
is.
at least make the picks believable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like sometimes
So-
like I'm not picking like Riddle's a good start, but I'm not picking Riddle in like the what do you go second round? Like
Yeah.
make it real. Like I'm drafting, Brock Lesnar's, I'm drafting Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton's, those big, like make it legitimately, like make it feel like someone's back there, be like, okay, someone's back there with fucking Fox and USA drafting like a roster, not
Yeah.
like
When you go back and look
You know
at
what I mean?
go back and look at when John Cena was drafted that year, that was fucking huge. When John Cena walked out and was the first pick of the draft, that was absolutely fucking huge.
it was huge,
Since then, it's felt flat.
But remember, this
But-
was
but
a
la-
lot, but that was a lottery. So it was done by random. These are actual people picking. If you go back 20 years ago and you watch, co-owner Vince McMahon and co-owner Ric Flair pick, they took The Rock, Taker, Stone Cold,
Yeah.
Hogan, Triple H.
the picks
You
that
took
need
your
to be
big
the
fucking
name.
picks that make sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Gunther and Imperium were a good pick, but like, am I taking them? Top probably. That's good. But Riddle, I love Riddle. Riddle's fucking. He's money. But like, think of the guys that you're passing up. Like, you're not making
I'd
it
leave Riddle
realistic
on the
for me to.
floor.
You're not really making it realistic for me to like get behind it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you got to take those obvious people out of there. Like here's my first 3 rounds. Like in an NFL in a fantasy draft, who you taking number 1 overall? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like make it legit. And keep it. Like don't draft your favorite people or the people that are hot in the stories right now or whatever. You know what I mean? Like that's like me taking like, oh, because I fucking love the LWO and I'm getting all their merch. I'm about to draft LWO round 2. No, dude, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not reaching. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
come on.
You take them in the later rounds, and then you boost up their stats like you do on Madden. That's what
Fuck
you do.
yeah, dude. You hit them
draft
sliders, baby.
Yep.
You
Yep.
hit them sliders,
Draft
baby.
Get them in the 7th or 6th round, and then you go hit the sliders.
Hell yeah, dude.
Sign them for a 1-year contract, and then go edit it and put it at 5 years.
Right. I do want to point out the NXT little draft room that they had, and they're like, I thought that was pretty cool, like a rookie getting drafted. I thought that was really nice how they had set it back there. Like, oh shit, we got called up. But let's talk about those guys. Alba Fire tag team champions getting called up, right? And the heavyweight champion get called up. What about that? How does that go with NXT right now?
They're gonna lose.
So
They're gonna lose here in the next couple of weeks. They'll probably work. They'll probably pull double duty.
mhm.
In all actuality, they probably won't show up on Raw or SmackDown or wherever they got drafted. Right up front. It'll probably be a few weeks.
It's after Backlash that the draft is
Oh,
the
okay,
draft.
okay.
But it's like, wouldn't you call those guys sleepers? You know what I'm saying? Like, you drafted them so early. Just like the last draft they had, they drafted who was that Olympian? What was the kid's name? They drafted him to Raw.
Gable Stevenson.
Yeah, you drafted him over all these other superstars, and the guy hasn't even fucking came and wrestled a match on the big roster. Like, what
And
the fuck
won't-
is that, bro?
And won't debut for a long time because of some very innocuous tweets, apparently.
So it's like, it's just, I don't know. That's why I've never been a fan, man. It just, in theory, it makes sense. You got all these.
Yeah.
people on
Like I
your
said, on
roster.
paper, a draft sounds
know.
amazing, but they can't execute it. They never have.
What I would like to legitimately see, it will never happen, but take a fucking representative from USA, a representative from Fox, and give them a WWE liaison and be like, okay, you guys are drafting your rosters. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they tried to show that as a Fox NBC bullshit
Yeah.
previous years, and it looked fucking stupid.
I don't know. I guess I'm just never going to be happy. I'm just real bitter about the whole situation. I feel like it's just my takes on it are not good just because I'm just so against it. So,
That's all right. That's all right, Mark. It's your opinion, man, and that's the best part about it.
yeah.
Is it's your opinion, and wrestling is subjective.
Yeah. I'm just mad. But going back to the title, I don't hate the title look. It could have been worse.
Really? How
Yeah,
can you not?
I don't hate it.
Like,
I don't hate it.
I mean, one thing
I like
it's
that it
not
better
a giant
represents.
W.
Go ahead. Yeah.
One
I
thing
mean,
that's the only thing I'm thankful for, that it's not a giant fucking W again. But
I like
Might
the
as well
look
be.
of the big
really
gold.
fucking squashed down version of the big gold that they attempted to, and the side of it looks like the Intercontinental title.
I don't hate it. Don't hate it.
Yeah. I hate it.
I know.
I'm not a fan.
It's what's that rock meme? It's the biggest piece of dog shit I've ever seen.
You hate it worse than the titles that Roman's carrying right now?
Please bring up Kai's comment.
Do you like those titles better with the big W?
No.
I like the big W for the WWE Championship.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like the Universal title. I never have.
Okay.
I reckon if you were wanting a world title, you didn't want to go the route of big gold again, you create something like you did for
You create something. That's all I'm asking.
Like they did for the NXT UK Championship.
All I'm asking is you create
That belt
something.
was fucking gorgeous.
Just show some creative, guys. I mean, like, bro, like you're a multi-billion-dollar company now, like, and you've got unlimited resources and all kinds of little doofuses back there that'll do anything you want. Like, put somebody's creative juices to hand here. Like, you just said, oh, it's a world heavyweight championship. What are we gonna do? Oh, I'm thinking big gold because I'm unoriginal. And big gold is the best world heavyweight title of all time. But let's put a WWE spin on it. Well, we had a WWE spin on it 20 years ago. We put a WWE logo at the top of it. No, I'm thinking a modern WWE spin. Well, let's put a giant WWE logo on it. No, we can't do that. All right, let's put a medium-sized WWE logo on it. And then let's put some side plates on it so those little doofuses will buy side plates for us. It's just not creative. Like, and that's what my problem was. That's why, like, the Universal title, I don't mind the universe. I was telling Scott this last week. I don't hate them calling it the Universal title because it's the WWE universe. I hate the fact that it looks exactly like the WWE title.
Yeah.
I hate that. Like, if they'd have created something, done something, like make it look like they actually worked on something, then I would be like, okay, cool.
Rather than let's just paint the strap.
That's why I don't hate the Intercontinental title. At least the fucking Intercontinental title looks different.
Yeah.
At least it looks creative. Same thing with the United States title. I don't hate the United States title. At least it's fucking different. That's all I'm asking.
When they brought in the Intercontinental title, I was happy to see that. I actually thought the new Intercontinental title design was great.
Like what I'm saying, Mark, is like, I agree. I'm not a fan of that Intercontinental title, but I don't hate it. It's like, okay, at least it's different. At least they didn't slap a giant WWE logo on it and just put Intercontinental over it or something. I don't know. It's just like, what are we doing creatively? Like, it just feels like we just
fucking over 60 years worth of title lineage to look at here. You've got a whole heap of designs that you could go back through, and you go to that. You go to a squashed big gold.
Bro, I've bought 4 titles from this dude in Pakistan, and I've watched these dudes, all these guys from Pakistan that make custom belts, all that make creative, or like, I don't know, obviously the guy who has them make the custom belts have better creative ideas than what WWE does. And it's like, what are we doing? You've got fat neck bearded guys on the internet having guys in Pakistan make their custom belts for them. I know.
You've seen my bloody NWO big gold.
That's stupid. I hate that.
But that, you look at that compared to the one that they sell at the shop in WWE shop.
Yeah.
The one I've got looks a fuck ton better.
Yeah. You could have saved a bunch of money and just spray painted big gold. But I digress. All I'm saying is that it's weird because, like, there just seems like there's no creative to it. Here's what I think. I think that Triple H said, hey, we're going to introduce a new title because we don't know what to do creatively with Roman and Cody and everybody else with the titles. We have no creative direction. We have no creative juices flowing. So we're just going to create a new title. And we're gonna have somebody win it. So I need this new title introduced in 2 weeks. And somebody in a creative tank said, "Oh shit!" And then went through that whole
big gold and put a WWE logo right in the middle.
Yeah, I'm not big on nostalgia acts. I know like everybody misses the Winged Eagle. I get it. That's fine, but I'm just not big on the nostalgia acts. Like there's so many, like I said, there's so many different creative minds that work for this company, and yet you can't come up with something better than
I mean,
a
the
Winged
Cody
Eagle.
custom that was designed for the Winged Eagle was pretty fucking good.
That's
the Cody
cool.
custom.
But
And
yeah.
what they could have easily done with that is, if Cody had won it and brought that belt back, you could have had interchangeable center plates for each wrestler. It could have been that, okay, Cody's is the American Nightmare, Seth's is his SR, and so forth. Like, you could have interchangeable not side plates, middle plate.
Yeah.
But keeping that Winged Eagle style. And
Just
even
not a
that
fan.
would have worked. But slapping a giant fucking W in the middle shits me. What?
Mark knows. All right, guys, let's talk about this Impact news. Trinity Fatu signs with Impact. What do you guys think?
Go for it, Mark.
Am I the only one that really watches Impact here? I mean,
No, I watch it.
Okay, I mean, I like it.
I didn't watch I didn't watch the full show. I watched clips this week. Like I said, I just had a busy week, but
I like it. I'm glad to see that she's finally picked a company so we could see her, see what she can do outside of the E. Maybe she has a little bit more creative for herself. I understand that Impact had taping here in Chicago, wasn't able to make it, wasn't moving. CM Punk and Mercedes were in attendance, in support, so that's pretty cool too. So I'm looking forward to see what she does. I mean, she comes to, in my opinion, a pretty loaded women's roster in Impact. I feel Impact has a loaded women's roster. It's pretty badass. So I would
Impact
like to
has one of the best women's rosters in the top 3 companies. They probably have the best women's roster.
Yeah,
I will agree and kind of just critique that a little bit. Not critique it, but yeah, I guess critique it a little bit, Scott. I don't think that they have a better women's roster, but I think they utilize their women's roster a lot better than the other two companies. A lot better.
I agree. I think AEW books their women like shit. I think WWE books them better, but they have the better talent.
Yeah.
See, when Kenny was booking the women in AEW, they had a lot more chance. When it first started, Kenny was booking the women in AEW. That's why Riho won the belt the first time round.
Yep. And so whether Trinity decided to stay home or Trinity decided to go to WWE or Trinity decided to go to AEW, New Japan, Impact, no matter where Trinity went, this is what I love about this is ever since Mercedes and her walked out, we have heard nothing but WWE hypes going, oh, they'll never make it anywhere. Like, oh, you walked out, you complained again. Nobody's going to accept you. Nobody's going to do this. And we watched Mercedes go and be successful in New Japan. Yeah. And now it's time for Trinity to do the same thing. And I want them to do it. And I want them to grab it. And I want them to rub it in their face, because there is this mantra inside of the wrestling community, between wrestling fans of all ages, all backgrounds, that believe that if you're not in WWE, you haven't made it.
You want to find an example of that? Gail Kim. Gail Kim. She walked into a Royal Rumble match, or not a Royal Rumble match, but a Battle Royal, eliminated herself, walked out of the company, walked back into Impact, and was still a huge fucking star in that company.
Yep. But and for as big of a star as Gail Kim was, I think that Mercedes and Trinity are paving a way to make themselves even bigger. And I think they're doing, because we've seen people like Mercedes, like Britt Baker, like Jordan Grace, like Deonna Purrazzo, not just go one place and become a big star, but becoming worldwide stars. And I think that's huge, not only for women, but for those two especially, because those two were criticized so much when they walked out of WWE. They said, "Why'd you leave? You'll never make it anywhere else." And Mercedes a worldwide name, or Mercedes a worldwide star now, just as much as she was in WWE as Sasha Banks. And now it's Trinity's turn to do the same thing. And I want both of them to do it as a way to stick it to wrestling fans and to stick it to WWE by saying, hey, we told you that we were stars. We told you we knew what we were going to do. And you didn't believe us. You didn't stand behind So, and that's my thing. So I'm rooting real big for both of them. So
yeah.
Me
too. I mean,
partially why I would that's obviously probably the main reason why I'd love to see Mercedes come in and beat Jade, because I think it'd be big for Mercedes, and I think Mercedes deserves it. And
as we've spoken about, Chase, the TBS title is the TV title of the women's division. It is the one that is seen on TV quite regularly.
Yep.
It's a title that has more popularity in the company because it is seen on the TV and it is seen on the shows. So
see, I don't agree with that, Scott. I think the reason why the TBS championship is showcased because it is the TV championship. I think the reason why it's showcased the way it is because of who's holding it. Because who's holding it right now is a fucking star.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say she's not. I didn't say
no. I know. I'm not saying you're not saying that. I'm saying, like, bringing up the championship. I think if anybody else had that championship, it wouldn't make it past Rampage.
Probably not. No, you're probably 100% right on that.
And I think the reason why it's overshadowing the women's championship is because Jade is a star, and Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker and Riho and all those ones that have had the women's championship. Tony Storm, not just wrestlers, but they're just, like, hey, like, we've seen that.
Yeah.
Like, bro,
Jade
is a specimen. Jade is an athlete. Like, she's eye catching because it's like, okay, what, like, she just screams star power, money. You know what I mean?
No, I agree, for sure.
But
100%. She is the most marketable female in the AEW right now. So
yeah, and
yeah.
I'm not gonna get into a rant because I'll be here for the next 3 hours and I have to leave very shortly. So
yeah.
All right. Well, let's bad booking for the week.
I got mine.
That WWE World Heavyweight fucking Championship. That belt is disgusting.
Wow, disgusting? Man, you guys really hate it that much, huh?
I mean, it's going to be my bad booking of the week, Mark, but it's not going to be because it's ugly. I mean, yes, I think it's ugly and I'm not a fan of it, but it's a consolation prize. It's a bad booking. You couldn't book your way out of WrestleMania, so you had to make another championship.
Yep. My bad booking of the week is Cody and Roman being drafted to different shows. They should have kept it. They should have had Cody go back with it. It's fucking stupid.
Yep, because
I agree with you. Yeah.
Because they were drafted. No, Mark, because they were drafted to different shows that their roads are eventually going to meet later down the road. And you know what that means? That they're going to fuck this draft up again.
Yeah. So bad booking of the week, Cody Rhodes and Roman being separated. They should have been on either Raw and SmackDown together. That's my bad booking of the week.
Yep.
Fair enough.
I like it.
All right.
Anyway, gentlemen, what else?
Get us out of here, Chase.
Gentlemen, you guys got anything going on in the next week that you guys want to promote?
Yeah,
Raz does.
Do I?
Yeah.
What?
Raz has a link tree, and Raz is starting to grow. Raz is starting to grow his brand, if you will. So, Raz, why don't you tell people about that? What can they expect from you and your brand, sir?
So on my link tree, you will now find access to my Discord, ABJ's Discord, Chase's Discord will be on there very shortly as well. You'll find access to my TikTok. You'll also find access to my merchandise, which you can buy. The Raz Goes to London, the sale of the Century logo, which was kindly created by one of our viewers here, Hunter. And and you're going to be seeing a lot more content coming your way on TikTok. I'm also looking at doing some music-based shows as well. So, yeah, keep an eye out for that.
Dope. Go follow my boy. If you guys notice, I'm actually live on my YouTube because ABJ's been yelling at me for who knows how long. So the YouTube is starting to get built. I did finally move. So I'm going to start devoting a lot more time on building my YouTube. I'll be doing a lot more. I'm really into the wrestling cards. If you guys, I did want to say you guys saw that Rock 1 of 1 that sold for ridiculous money. It's really helping the hobby for the wrestling cards. So I do have that collection that I'm starting to build. I'm doing a lot more pack openings. That's gonna be mainly on YouTube, moreover than TikTok. But yeah, I guess I'll make a link tree soon too. I'm the only loser that doesn't have one, so I'll make one soon, and you'll be able to get all of that once I have a little bit more time. But yeah, please go follow my YouTube if you can. Pro Wrestling Kingpin on everything: Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all that good stuff.
Pornhub.
Absolutely. And guys, as you know, you guys can always follow me at CR Media 1988. I'm doing all kinds of stuff. I'm complaining about wrestling more than one night a week, because that's what I do. Actually got some advice from somebody. Somebody said, hey, you complain about wrestling so much that if you don't like the way it is, maybe you should start your own promotion and change shit. So maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe not.
There are a little tease there, is there?
Maybe.
Oof.
Maybe.
Interesting.
Maybe not.
Keep an eye on the I-70 hot tag, I guess.
Absolutely. Keep an eye on the I-70 hot tag. Definitely keep an eye on the I-70 hot tag, because on May 13th, we are going to a St. Louis Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame Fan Fest. It is an all-day fan fest from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Might be 6 p.m. I might be wrong on those hours, but we're going to be there as sponsors.
And power bank for your phone.
Yep.
Because you better be keeping that thing charged.
Yep. I am. So we're going to be there with people like JBL, Teddy Long, all kinds of different people. So you guys can check it out on the I-70 hot tag if you haven't. Other than that, gentlemen, that's all I got this week.
That's it. Let's close it out.
All right. For myself, for Chase, for CR Media, I am here with my friend Scott Razdark Wolf, and my good friend Mark, Pro Wrestling Kingpin. As always, good night, good fight. Go fuck yourself.
Go Bears.